होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना।
Thank you everyone. Please be seated. I would like to welcome Dr. Jivabhai Vada to come on the dais. So please. Now, without wasting time, I would like to welcome our chief guest who will join us virtually from Canada, Mrs. Kinjal Karya, Financial Controller, Valley Fiber Limited.
She has been leading accounts department for more than 5 years, working as a managing and leading the account department, financial reporting, budgeting, papering federal claims, and various other activities within the scope of accounting department. It's our privilege to hear from her. She is none other than our secretary, Sir Girish Karya's daughter, Kinjal Karya. So without wasting any kind of time, let us join her virtually.
Welcome, ma'am. Am I audible, madam?
Hi, can you guys hear me now? Hello?
One minute, ma'am.
Hi, can you guys hear me now?
One minute, ma'am.
Am I audible, Kinjal, ma'am? Hello. Hello. We welcome ma'am. Am I audible? Ma'am, can we start the session? Hello. Hello. Hello, ma'am. Can we start the session?
Ma'am, can you start your lecture?
Hello?
Hello.
Huh?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you start your lecture? What
I can hear you. I was waiting for the confirmation if you guys can hear me. Oh, you can? I'm sorry. Okay. I am very sorry for wasting your time. I was just waiting for confirmation. Sorry about that. All right. This is weird because I can only see my screen on myself on the screen. Feels like I'm talking to my screen, myself on the screen. So anyway, I just got the confirmation from Jigar Bhai that you guys can hear me. So I can finally start talking. All right. Let me start by saying it's an absolute pleasure and my immense honor to be in front of you guys today to talk about the education and to talk about the new education policy that was briefly discussed, or not briefly, in depth discussed yesterday as part of the session. So we won't go much further into that because I won't be able to add more value to the policy and the technicality of the policy. Instead, we'll be talking about other fun stuff. So I uh, I I was told to keep my focus on the field of finance within the dialogue today, which I'll try to stay within my scope of the talk today. When I was first approached by the school to be part of this conference, I was a little bit surprised. My first reaction was like, I consider myself very much a student who learns every single day. So I took it as a surprise and said, but what will I be talking about today? So that was my second thought. But trust me, there is no better teacher in the world than your own life. Yes, the reason and the resources learning have changed over the course of the time in my life. But the process of learning itself is lifetime pursuit, not just for me, for everybody who is all today. But I'm truly happy to be part of this educational dialogue. Thank you very much for the kind introduction of myself. Even though it was very short notice that you guys didn't have much information about me except for the fact that I am Mr. Karya's daughter. But thank you very much for kind words. Uh, I would like this. I wanted this this to be a very conversational dialogue than a monologue, but I don't see my audience in front of me, which is a different feeling. So at any point, anybody feels anybody has any question, feel free to interrupt and ask questions. Be curious. That's the first lesson of the life in itself. Um, okay. So Bharat is considered to be the nation which had Nalanda and Takshashila universities. The scholars from all over the globe came to India in search for the knowledge, in various disciplines, in various faculties. Um, as we all know, time change only constant wheels of time change. And here we are today, the final stage of implementing the new policy, the new education policy. Um, uh, and uh, it was briefly discussed yesterday. Um, we are uh, what I want to discuss today, though, is the life uh, that happens outside the gates of the university after you graduate from the school. What waits outside the gate of the university is more challenging than getting a good grade in the school. Uh, uh, the life outside the gates of the school doesn't give you a second chance sometimes. It doesn't give you the syllabus to prepare from. It has the exams which don't have the syllabus, which don't have the timeline. It just came from nowhere. And the experiences that together um, is going to help you define your life and be successful in your life. Let me just give you a brief background of my professional journey so far, so you guys have an idea what my journey has been through after I moved from India. I have been working in finance industry for 7 years now. When I moved to Canada in 2014, I didn't have concrete career plan or a set goal because I started very much from scratch in Canada. I had to uproot from US and come to Canada without a plan. Um, so I didn't have a career goal. However, I knew that I had no choice but to work hard and establish myself in this country. I knew that I had to start from somewhere. I had to start from scratch one more time. Since my uh, I had my background was in accounting and finance. I started working as an accountant with a startup. We were 13 employees, including my CEO. We were working out of a garage at that time. The company Valley Fiber Limited was very much in its inception stage back then. Um, this is the year 2015 I'm talking about. I was hired for its sister company, which was called WISP at that time. I remember my first day in the office. I walked into the office and my CEO, Hank Wall, introduced me to the auditor. His name was Sebastian. I still remember that because of the trauma I went through that time. So anyway, I walked into the office. No, the company was undergoing its ESG audit. I had no hot clue how the audits go in Canada. What is the procedure? What is the due diligence that one has to go through to complete the audit? So I, with all the respect, told the auditor to allow me the time to gather the information to prepare myself, and we can work together on the audit. Sebastian was kind enough to give me the time, and I requested 10 days, and then I gathered all the information very rapidly. So that is something the school doesn't teach, how to learn, how to gather the information, how to process the information, how to interpret the information. So I did that in 10 days, and the audit went on for next month and a half, and the result was in our favor. So it was the first success that I learned that how the audits work. So that was my first experience, started working in the finance and accounting background. Ever since then, I never looked back. I started setting up my monthly learning goals. I knew that the gap with the generally accepted accounting principles are universal across the globe. They don't change. A debit is debit, debit, and debit everywhere in the world. The asset would have the debit balance, the liability would have the credit balance, no matter what is the business, what is the industry, what is the country. The core principles don't change. Here is the caveat. Where the core principles don't change, there are variables like the the taxation, the corporate law, the labor law. That was different in Canada. Well, I hated, as a student, I hated the subject law. I never liked it. So, but this time I had to learn it because I was working the profession. So I was practicing the profession. So I quickly started learning all the technicality, all the skills that I needed to learn as part of the profession. So uh, not only just to learn, but to interpret in a way that translate that into my work uh, at a faster pace every single day. So I studied that the variables in Canada very quickly. Um, Not only the variables, because I graduated probably 15 years ago and then I'm practicing the profession now. So I had to dust off all the dust that had gathered in my mind to again revise all the concepts, which I did in a year. Um, and this time, when I was learning, for example, the amalgamation or learning the cash flow and the cash flow projections or the ratio analysis, um, resolutions, anything, this time my paradigm had shifted, not just to learn or get the good grade in the exam. The paradigm shifted to learn to translate that to the work this time because my skills has to produce the results this time. પછી જેમ ગીતામાં કહ્યું છે કે કરમ એવા અધિકારસ્ય મા ફલેષુ કદાચન કે કરમ કરમ કરવું તે તમારા તમારા within your discretion. You are entitled to your action, but never to its fruits. So I even invested all my time, all the energy to the process of learning. This time, the truly learning, and the product of the right actions, the hard work, the resilience, the pain, the sleepless nights, the sweat and blood, the countless hours of work, coming back home, doing the research, doing the analysis, learning everything. That then can be called a byproduct, which is called success. I kept climbing the ladder of professional accomplishment and worked my way up from an accountant to a corporate financial controller in 5 years. The journey continues even today as I work towards getting my CPA designation. That is a little bit about me. So I was talking to my nephew few days ago, and he asked me how far was my office from my work, how long do I have to drive to get to work, and I told him it's 3 Hanuman Chalisa away. It's been a practice. When I drive to work, I do Hanuman Chalisa. ગાડીમાં હનુમાન ચાલીસાના પાઠ કરતા કરતા 3 પાઠ થાય ત્યાં હું ઓફિસ પહોંચી જાઉં. That has been my routine. હનુમાન ચાલીસા જ્યારે ચાલુ થાય એમાં જે પહેલી લાઈન છે જય હનુમાન જ્ઞાન ગુણ સાગર. હવે એમાં બે શબ્દો જ્ઞાન અને ગુણ. That I started thinking, કેમ જ્ઞાન અને કેમ ગુણ? Why those two words and what do they mean actually? જ્ઞાન અને ગુણ બે શબ્દોમાં આખું ચરિત્ર હનુમાનજીનું એમાં સમાઈ ગયું. જય હનુમાન જ્ઞાન ગુણ સાગર. So it got me thinking deep, and I have a lot of time to think, trust me. So So far as I know, as I interpret with my limited knowledge, that Gyan, in my opinion, means the hard skills that you acquire through universities and schools, skills like engineering, accounting, medicine, mathematics, biology, whatever you learn, it is your hardcore skill which will design what area of work you're gonna pursue your career in. So those are the hard skills that the school teaches you. So Gyan means your hard skills. Um, and then that got me thinking, is Gyan enough for one person to be successful in the life? No, that is not enough. Gyan alone cannot help you to grow. So then the second word, gun, sagar. Gun means, to my knowledge, gun means your soft skills, your personal attributes, um, attributes like uh, problem solving, like communication, critical thinking, management, organization. Those are the attributes that's gonna act as a driver and that can translate your gyan. So now think about gyan as an engine of a car. Like gyan, its engine, which is more most essential part of a car, is the engine. But is the engine alone sufficient to drive you from point A to point B? It is not. You need wheels on which the engine can rest and drive you from point A to point B. Those wheels are the attributes. Those wheels are your gun. So the combination of gyan and gun is very, very important in a human life. And to be not only to be successful in a professional life, it's in overall success. Those are the attributes that one must need in life. Gyan, Gyan is the hard skills you can learn in school, but the gun that comes from life experience. uh, as we go through those experiences, we gather these qualities within us. So um, I those are the things that those are essentials that is gonna be a variable. So think of two cars, for example. Think of two cars, the same exact same engine and the power capacity. And why is one car more popular than the other car? Same way, think of two people. For example, you and your friend. You have the exact same tactical knowledge. Is it guaranteed that you both will be equally successful in the life? No, it is not. Then what is the variable that defines success? And I got me thinking, why aren't two people equally successful even though they have the exact same technical knowledge? The differentiator is the personal attributes that are the authenticity, the integrity, the honesty, the sense of commitment, the ethics. Those are the attributes gonna, that are absolutely essential to shape you as an accomplished human, which is a precondition to a very core foundation of successful life. So build on your attributes, like be authentic to yourself. Um, Cultivate the integrity, cultivate the honesty, the commitment, ethics. Those will take you a long way in your life. Um, um, these personal attributes are not taught in schools. They are developed over the time with acceptance. I was talking to my CEO, Scott, who also happens to be my mentor over few years, who has taught me the hard skills and soft skills to be successful as a leader within the organization. So we were discussing about time management. People keep talking about time management here and there, everywhere. Like, okay, you should do this and that, and fancy um, stuff about time management. So we had a very interesting discussion going, and then he asked me how I managed my time because I pretty much work 10 to 12 hours every single day. Um, and he asked me how I manage my time. And then I was like, okay, wait a second. Like, okay, what is the definition of management? And then we started talking, and then the definition of management for Oxford University is the process of or controlling, dealing with or controlling things or people. That is the definition of management, the formal definition. So I was like, okay, within it, the word here is controlling. So, okay, is time within our discretion? It's the discretion of control. Can we control time? We cannot control time. Everybody has been given the same amount of time. I have the exact same 24 hours in a day which you guys have. I have been given the exact 24 hours in a day. So that is something that I can't control. My time is limited. I have 24 hours. So do you. So so Narendra Modi isn't given 48 hours in a day just because he is managing the most complex and the diverse economy on this planet. But he has this exact 48 hours that I do. Then why? So so time is something that I can't manage. That and what is within my control, what I can manage. So we kept discussing about that, and I was like, okay, like the whole idea of time management, in my opinion, is questionable. We should instead be talking about the resource management within the time, whatever resources you have. How do you manage your resources? Plus, priority management, how you prioritize your day. What is the priority? What is not the priority? How you delegate? What you keep it to yourself. Third, um, third is the expectation management. Be very clear about the expectation. If somebody is asking you for something, be very clear what is being asked, what you can deliver, what is the deliverable, within what time frame do you need to deliver. Be very clear about that. Set the very clear expectation so there is no absolute doubt or there is no misunderstanding about that. And once you manage all of that, the outcome would be okay, you will get through the day as planned. And that is something like I didn't manage my time, I managed everything else but time. But the whole concept of time management, so that is something as a student you should learn because even in school or in practical world, managing all of that can be very helpful. Um, so that's something. So the other day, I think my time is almost up, but I'll just quickly share a few things before um, I wind up my speech. The other day, I was talking to my dad, and trust me, we talk a lot about education, a lot about students, and I think it's inherent in me to be part of the schools and the students in any which way I can possibly be. So we were talking about the things, how one should learn. So the four eyes that we discovered in our discussion, that was very helpful in my opinion. I would like to share that with you guys. The four foundation that are four eyes that you should write down. I means the word letter I. You should write down in your notes. The first is the intent. First is the conception or the intent, which is okay. You need to have an intent to do something in your life first. Uh, uh, Intent is your idea that okay, what do you want to do? Um, then comes the second, which is the information. The intent itself is not enough. How will you how will you gather the information? Intent, now you have the idea what you want to do, but how you want to do. So you might want to gather the information. And after gathering the information, that comes the intellect. Your intellect will then come at a play that will tell you how to process that information. Not all the information that you gather is helpful. Now, since we live in the day and age where we are constantly connected, information is so much accessible, so much out there, and I'm in no way criticizing that. It's the best time to learn anything today. Like everything is so much accessible. If one has the right intent to learn, the information is right in front of you. But once you have the information to digest that information, you need the intellect, like, okay, you need to be able to dissect and only keep that is helpful to you, and then park the rest that is not going to be helpful for now. So that intellect is absolutely required, which is the third eye of the pillar. And the fourth, after everything, the intent, the information, the intellect, the fourth eye is the implementation. After after gathering all the information, the intent, the information, but if you lack in your implementation, it's not gonna get you the desired results. So combining all four eyes, it will not only be useful in your professional life or life as a student, but life in general, as life as a wholesome. So in any project, these are the four eyes that are absolutely required. um, I would like to conclude by saying thank you. One thing I would like to tell the students, that never be afraid to make choices. Never be afraid to make different choices in your life. Yes, there is risk to fail at something, but you didn't learn anything if you haven't failed anything in your life. The failure will teach you so many things in your life that a success cannot teach you. Trust me, it's coming from the experience. I have had fair share of failures in my life, the bad decisions. No decisions are bad decisions. They all were right decisions at the right juncture of your life. So look back and reflect and take your learning out of the failure that will teach you um, to get up, to dust yourself off, and to move forward every single time when you hit the ground. That will give you the resilience to get up one more time, and move forward every single day. I would like to conclude by saying my favorite saying. It's by the poet Rumi. It says, "How will you be polished if you be irritated by every single rub in life?" અને ગુજરાતીમાં જો કેવું હોય તો હસાયા વગર ઉજળા ન થવાય. So uh, be prepared uh, to not only face the challenges, but to overcome the challenges that life may throw at you. And trust me, every single time you go through the hardship, the diverse adversities of life, it will prepare you to be a better human, to be a better person. You will grow that muscle to make the better decisions and choices in your life. So never ever be afraid of failing. Failure is not a matter of shame. What is a matter of shame is not learning from your failure and keep repeating the same mistakes in your life. That is something you can learn about, do something about. But failure in itself is not a matter of shame. So don't be afraid. Be yourself, be authentic. Don't take yourself too seriously. Enjoy the life. And thank you so very much for having me today. It was my pleasure. Only that I can't see you in front of me, that I can only see myself in front of the screen, which is a little weird feeling. But I hope uh, I could I could add some value today to the session. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was pleasure listening to you. She was none other than our Secretary Girish Karya sir daughter.
Now, I would like to request NJ Sonicha's director, Dr. Krishnakant Dwivedi sir, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I am very much thankful on behalf of Birawal Education Society Sanchalit, KM Saujani and BBA BCA Commerce College. I would like to thank expert Ms. Kinjal Karya ma'am, Chairman Dr. S.M. Popat sir, Secretary Mr. Girish Karya sir, EC member Dr. J.S. Wala sir, all technical chairperson and co-chairperson, Organizing Secretary Dr. Vausi Dodia sir, then conference convener Dr. Jigar Awal sir, professors, associate professors, then assistant professors and all students and all participants who are present here in this International Conference 2023 regarding. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So here we end up our first session and we move towards our the technical session.
Everyone are being informed, those who are going to present their papers, that their room numbers have been allotted and same has also been forwarded to your respective WhatsApp numbers and email IDs. And if message has not been received, then same is being displayed on the notice board. And still, if there are any queries, you can contact any volunteers or at the reception desk.
Thank you, everyone. We will again meet here at 2:30 p.m. for the valedictory session.
Thank you.
Technical session, room number 1 માં